Hello and welcome everyone. I'm the Up or Down, aka Tud, and today we're going to be continuing our Final Fantasy Tactics Advanced playthrough. For those who missed the last episode, what we were working on with Tud was the Thief ability Steel Helm. We mastered Steel Armor and Counter. Now we're just going to round out some more of the Thief abilities for our main character Tud. Mont Blanc here we have in the Juggler role, almost done with the Firebomb ability, only needing 90 more ability points, which can be acquired in 1 to 2 more combats. We have Nexu in the Paladin role, working on defense and weapon defense up. Now, we completed Nurse in the last playthrough, which will heal in a I believe a diamond shape around the caster. Defense is an ability that you can apply to yourself that will give you physical and magical resistance for 1 turn. And weapon defense, of course, is a support ability here that will benefit the character for the duration that it is equipped. At the moment, we're going to stick with Shield Bearer because it is simply better at the moment for the playstyle we're going for with this character. But in the long run, I think we may end up switching to the weapon defense up as we decide to switch into magical rolls and other two-handed weapons that prevent us from using shields. With Kaif, we are in the Gladiator role here. We are working on Fire Sword, having a new element of damage to apply will help us in the long run. We have Utulio here working on Bomb. He is 70 ability points away from completing that, so another battle or two, perhaps a quick mission I could send him on. And finally we have Leticia. We have her in the Elementalist role, working on Slip Rain. This is an ability that causes slow, which will knock the opponent back in the turn order. And we also have Red Magic in as her secondary. We have a few different abilities here in the Red Magic tree. We have Poison, Cure, Blizzard, and Thunder. So we're sort of rounding out the Elementalist here to try to give her more magic variety. Alright, so when last we left off, we were about to do the mission A Lost Ring. Alright. Right off the bat, I notice an enemy here that is capturable that I do not have. I'll make that 2. Kyun, the red snake. Julrat, the red snake. Edbold, the blue goblin. Kadesh, the blue snake. And Bafram, the angel. Okay, so I'd like to, if possible, capture one of the red snakes, one of the blue snakes, and the blue goblin. In order to do that, I'm going to go ahead and switch Nexu over here to Hunt, and we're going to remove Counter for now. Don't want to accidentally take the monster I'm trying to capture out of the battle. Catches one for the juggler instead of counter, that is good. No need to work or do any changes to that. We will take counter off in favor of damage MP for Tud. Kaif, we are going to go ahead and put him back here. I don't believe he has any abilities on that will cause any issues. No, he does not. Utulio. I believe he has damage mana points, yes. He does not have the ability to control the Lima, so we will simply have to work with what we have here. and slow. No items or chivalry. I think we can handle that. We've got monsters! Better find that ring, and fast! Alright, so my goal is going to be to take out the angel here as quick as possible to prevent any unnecessary heals from being applied. I also want to try to get the Lima here down low as quick as possible. Unfortunately, not a very high chance to hit. Don't want to damage the Lima here. I'm thinking it would be better to have Tud use Air Render. That will bring the monster's health down pretty low, pretty fast. More or less the outcome that I expected from that attack. Let's see how much damage we're working with here. 49. 61. That seems like a good idea. And it missed. I think we're going to go with Flan here, because they have the option to use status ailment inflicting abilities, which would possibly slow down the opponents. Damage mana points kick in here. Unfortunately, I haven't yet done any damage to anyone, so there is a 0% chance I can use capture here. Let's instead test what our damage would be if I were to strike this enemy. 36, it's very low. I'm instead going to wait. 73, 72, okay. What would our damage look like with Air Render? 57. Not quite as good as Kai could have done, but it'll work for now. I'm going to go ahead and use Dagger here to hopefully disable the other red snake here. Unfortunately, that was not successful. Hopefully I'll be able to slow the angel down here. Unfortunately, no luck on that. Let's go ahead and try for the capture here. We have a 19% chance. No luck on the first attempt. Hate to hit my ally here, but the opportunity to take out their healer is just too good to pass up. Alright, let's go ahead and attempt some status ailments here. Acid. Ooh, 40% chance. Not liking those odds. %60 chance to hit the blue goblin here, so let's go for it. What sort of status ailment did we inflict? He can no longer use actions. Hand slap and delay turn. The more enemies I can prevent from acting, the better. So they are essentially down 2 units here. They only have 2 that can use any sort of action at the moment. I'm going to go ahead and attempt to slow down the blue goblin here. Unfortunately, with no luck. Let's try for another capture here. 19% chance. And no luck this time either. I have to avoid taking out too many of the enemies this early on, as it will prevent me from being able to capture the number of monsters that I'm looking to get in this combat. We've inflicted another status ailment here. The inability to move. Damage and delay turn. Unfortunate. I'm actually going to go ahead and move here. I'm gonna try to now disable the other snake. No luck with that. Probably put a heal on Mont Blanc here. His health is below half. And slap to delay turn once again, and it was successful. Going to continue attempting to apply status ailments. Again, my goal here is to keep as many of them alive as possible while I attempt to capture the rest. Third time's a charm. Fantastic. One down and 2 to go. Random damage. 27. If I were to throw an air render here, it would be fatal, so we're not going to do that. Does Kaif have an attack that would not be fatal? Does not appear that he does. Don't think I'll be able to reach with a heal here. No. Attempt to lower the blue snake's health a little bit. And slow her down in the turn order. Fantastic. Unfortunately, Mont Blanc does not have any form of healing abilities here. attempt to disable the goblin, prevent him from performing an attack next turn. Damage was successful, and so was the disable. The one surviving red snake can now move, but can still no longer perform actions. Ah, okay, so I successfully used the ability Stop on the blue goblin. He is no longer in the turn order until he comes to. Unfortunately, I don't believe that increases my chance to capture. No, it does not. Alright, so we will attempt to capture the blue snake here. Her health should be low enough that this makes it possible. 23%. Unfortunately, no luck. And she's most likely going to kill my hunter character here. Ah, fantastic. Let's go ahead and get a heal in here. I have to wait 3 more turns before I can attempt another capture here. Don't have enough mana for anything at the moment, so I will simply wait. %23 chance once again here. And once again, no success. I'm going to move over to safety here. The blue goblin has woken up, but still cannot act. Damage and delay turn. Luckily that was not fatal. Going to attempt thunder here. Oh, actually no. That would be fatal. So we'll avoid that for now. 23% chance. Let's give it another shot. And success. We've caught one of each colored snake now. Only one enemy on the board here that's still in need of capturing. That is the blue goblin. Go ahead and heal my beast capture up here. The turn has been delayed once again here. Blank has fallen to critical HP. Shouldn't be too big of a concern at the moment, though. I'm going to go ahead and wait here, as there's no direct path to approach the goblin. Get a little bit of health back on our elementalist here. Let's get another status ailment on the blue goblin. Seems like we got stop again. He is once again removed from the turn order. We have an 18% chance to capture here. No luck on the first try. A miss from the red snake. And from here on out, it's mostly going to be sitting and waiting. Can't apply a random status ailment to him at the moment, so instead I will attempt to apply a random status ailment to the red snake. At a 40% chance, it was successful. I believe it applied stop as well. Second attempt here, 18% chance. And another miss. The blue goblin has come back. $19 damage. That is a water tile, and cannot use any actions when in a water tile. Unfortunately, all of the damaging abilities I can do at the moment would be too much for that little guy, so we will instead just wait for the monster hunter here to be ready to capture. %18 chance. Trying once more here. Still no luck. Damage and delay turn. And that succeeded. That actually played to our benefit. Delaying that character's turn means our monster hunter will get his turn sooner. Try to keep everybody topped up here. And once more. No luck once again. Try to block the goblin in here. See if we can get him with another status ailment. Alright, no actions. No more mana left to cast anything, so we will hold off for now. And success. Alright, we have captured every monster in this battle that we had the option to capture. As you can only have one of each type of monster, and we already captured a red snake in this battle. So let's go ahead and finish the combat here. A normal thunder spell ought to be enough damage to finish this enemy. Now, where could that ring be? Aha, here it is. Lost ring went well. Now for the next one. Gained 40 ability points and another thunder robe. We've also leveled up a skill here. And a new clan member has joined, Dora, the White Mage. So first thing I want to do is take a look at the thunder robe we just picked up. I'll go ahead and equip that to the Elementalist. Alright, so once Utulio finishes Bomb, which will be 30 ability points from now, I want to get him started on Limassol. That is one of the most overpowered monsters that you can turn into in this game. Highly recommend if you're ever going down the Morpher tree looking for a new monster to turn into. I see Help Ludia here. Let me check to see if there are any other clan missions going on at the moment. No, it appears just the Ludia mission. So I'm actually going to put that on hold for the moment. We have 35 days to complete that. And I'm going to instead see if there is a good mission to send Utulio out on. Chocobo Help would give us a Blaze Robe to resist fire damage. Actually, to absorb fire damage entirely, which would result in healing. So we will send him out. I am avoiding stepping on the Kidoan tile, as that will trigger a story event that I am not yet prepared for. Guanti ability points, we are still 10 short, unfortunately. We've gained a new clan member here, Cheetah, the White Mage. Now I'm going to attempt to find a regular combat here. The reason I am avoiding doing the rescue mission here in Lutia at the moment is because it will award 80 ability points, and I'd rather not waste those if possible. Looking at the laws here, no use of control or ice damage. We have Nothcliff, the Thief, Tinfany, the Archer, Kim, the White Mage, Mosley, the Archer, and Cessair, the Soldier. I don't believe we'll have any issue with control. Just have to be cautious not to accidentally cast any ice magic. Let's go ahead and switch back the reactions to counter once again. Alright, let's begin. Alright, unfortunately I won't be able to hit anything this time around. 60%. It's not exactly a no. Let's give it a try. Success. Not only did it hit, but it pushed the healer back in the turn order. We have block arrows equipped, so this attack will not succeed. Go ahead. Actually, I almost made a mistake there. If I had attempted to use the ability I was going for, Ice Breath, that would have triggered a yellow card. Never miss damage. He will deal 1 damage to Yutulio's mana bar. Let's go ahead and hit them with some fire damage. That was enough to take out the healer and knock the archer down to about half health. Their thief is going for a Kaif here with Steel Gill, a non-damaging ability that simply takes my money. Unfortunately, we are too far away to do anything on Nektu. Let's go ahead and use Air Render here on their thief. This should remove him from the battle. Alright, 2 down, 3 to go. I'm going to go ahead and attempt to disable the first archer. With no success. Alright, let's try a fire sword. With no success. Go ahead and attempt to slow down or take out altogether the other archer. Fantastic. Go ahead and throw some fire magic here at the soldier. Won't quite put him at half health, but it will be close. Don't have much in the way of offensive abilities at the moment on Nexu, so we'll just go ahead and do a regular physical attack. It's a little over half the archer's health. Damage mana points here. And with any luck, I should be able to take out the archer here. 88% chance to hit. Alright, that just leaves the soldier. Alright, going to attempt to disable him here to prevent him from healing on his next turn. Alright, and that is all for the battle. Alright, 50 ability points. Montblanc has mastered Firebomb, Life Fire Sword, Getulio has mastered Bomb. Very nice. Let's see what else we have available for everyone. So I will have to buy a new weapon for Kaif here. On Blank, we will go ahead and switch back over to Thief. I'll go ahead and give him the Rondel Dagger to work on steel armor. Give him the gauntlets and the boots. Alright, and then for Getulio, we're going to go ahead and switch him to the Limassol, so we can start working on turning into snakes. Alright, let's go ahead and stop in to the shop here. Pick up a new weapon for Kaif. Let's go ahead and pick up Bolt Sword and Ice Sword as well. No armor I particularly need at the moment for learning abilities, so we will hold off on buying anything else for now. Let's go ahead and give him Bolt Sword to give him a little variety. Alright, and while we're here, let's go ahead and take a look at the new monsters we've picked up. So we just acquired a Goblin, of the blue variety. The last playthrough we picked up the Bomb. And now we have the blue and red snakes. Starting to fill out our monster bank pretty nicely. Only a few varieties left to add here. Alright, and that brings us to the end of today's playthrough. Thank you so much for watching. Please feel free to like and subscribe if you're watching from YouTube. If you're interested in checking me out on Twitch, please feel free to drop by, be up or down, and drop a follow. Keep an eye out for more. Alright, until next time.